Welcome to the programme. Today we'll be working with squid. I'm going to be doing two dishes. One of them is a sautéed dish with lemon, garlic and parsley, great for a light lunch or a superb starter. And the other is a grilled squid with a coriander, lime and chilli jam. And with me are my three chefs as usual, James, Sue and Fiona. And we'll be joined later by Susie Atkins, who's going to match some superb drinks to go with our squid. But first I'm off to St Maur's to catch some. And to do that, I went fishing with Tony Tomlinson aboard the Joanna Sea. How are we going to catch squid, Tony?
We'll catch squid in the normal run of trawling. When we're bottom trawling for sole and other fish, the squid will just be a bycatch.
They feed and live on the bottom, do they?
Yes, they do most of the time in the daylight hours. In the dark, they probably rise up because we don't catch them while we're towing in the dark.
I mean, they're interesting creatures. They seem to appear at certain times of the year and then not others. Do they have a short lifespan?
Yes, their lifespans within the 12-month period. They breed and then they die. First we see of them is some of them are caught in the mesh of the net, just in the corners of the mesh, and they're no bigger than 3/4 of an inch long.
Really?
And obviously you don't catch them in quantity because they go through the meshes of our cod ends until they're a marketable size.
Are they a pressure stock?
No, they're not.
And what about sort of conservation? Are you allowed to catch the small ones?
Oh yes, you can catch anything that stays in the cod end is legal, but we're working a 90mm mesh which allows the smaller fish and the smaller squid to get through.
And is squid abundant all around Cornwall?
It's reasonably abundant at various times of the year.
I mean, it's one of those fish that people always say, oh, I don't like squid, it's rubbery, it's tough, and you know, I've never had that experience. I suppose I've only ever eaten fresh squid and there's nothing like it, is there?
No, it's always fresh is best.
And what about imported squid? Do they catch it in the same way? Because I know some boats use what they call jigging, don't they?
They do, yes. There are boats around here at times in the winter do use jigs. They catch very big squid.
Is that what they're fishing for when they use them?
Yeah, they fish close to the rocks where the biggest squid tend to congregate.
And what's the biggest squid that's been landed here?
I don't know. It's probably getting on 3 foot long.
God, blimey. And you've caught squid that size as well?
We do occasionally catch the bigger ones, yes.
So now the nets have gone, Tony, are they on the bottom?
Yeah, the net's on the bottom now. The doors have spread the net, and hopefully we'll start shepherding the fish in as we go along.
And how big is the opening to the trawl?
The actual trawl itself is quite a small trawl. It's only for catching sole and bottom fish in this area.
And what sort of depth of water are we in?
We're in 35 fathom of water.
Is that what this is telling us here?
Yeah.
And what does this piece of equipment do? I see you're watching that quite a lot.
Yeah, it just tells us if there's fish there. It shows us the depth, shows us how what the bottom is like, whether it's a hard bottom or a sandy bottom.
So how long will we trawl for before we think we get any fish?
Well, a normal tow with this gear would be 5 hours. If we're fishing closer in amongst the harder ground for the soles, then we would probably cut that down to 3.
And what, do 1 or 2 trawls per trip?
Yeah.
So how long would you stay out if you come out fishing and the weather's good? Would you stay out for 1 or 2 days?
1 day at a time. Nearly all the boats here out of St Maur's are day boats.
So they won't bother fishing during the night?
No.
Is there any reason for that? Is the fishing better in the
fishing
daytime?
Is poor at night. Apart from the soles.
They come out
is the only exception. Yes, they come out and.
So fishermen don't break that rule. They tend to just day fishing when the weather allows.
That's right.
After 4 hours of fishing, the hard work starts, as the net, which is some 30 metres long, is hauled in and we find out what we've caught, but there's no guarantee there's going to be any squid. Hey, we've got a good bag full.
Oh, we got something anyway.
Got a couple of lemons.
Not a lot, but anyway, there's something there. There's a cod.
Some lemons there and all.
Let's get this rope in and we can get underway. We can tip the bag then. There's 2 or 3 codling there.
Big hake. Big hake. Yeah, nice.
Beauty. You can do that, Tom. Get that rope in.
Hey, look at them girded in there as well.
Lemons.
Cod.
Look at this conger.
There's the hake.
Break your arm, look at that hake as well. Just look at that John Dory, that's perfect. Doesn't he look great? What a fish that is. And there's more amongst here as well. Seems to be dogfish by the ton, or rock salmon, or huss as it's called. Very popular in fish and chip shops. What else is in here? Oh, look at this, a colourful little thing.
Dragonette.
A little dragonette. What a splendid fish, almost like the monkfish with his big head and his tail. But they'd be great to eat as well. In fact, all of this would be great to eat. And more of these gurnards. A witch sole as well. A lot of these go off to France and Spain. We tend not to eat them. We tend to stick to the things we know, which is Dover sole and lemon sole. But megrims and witch sole are also very good. And the scad mackerel as well. Again, we don't see many of those, but the Chinese absolutely love them. And look at this. I'm not sure quite what to do with it, but that's a jellyfish. Look at that jellyfish. I'm sure there's something can be done with it. I've seen it on menus in Chinese restaurants. And look at this, right at the bottom. Look at that squid, just look at the colour around the eyes. You can see it's almost translucent, you can see through it. That is beautiful. Look at that. It's great. Yeah, we'll keep you Queenish. That'd be lovely. And there was something else which I saw earlier. This is a little tiny cuttlefish, very similar to squid. The Italians love them, but we tend not to eat so many of them over here. But they are lovely. They can be cooked in exactly the same way. But look at that, it's just wonderful. And here, just look at that mackerel. I've not seen one that colour before. They're usually green, but just look at the purples in it. Look at him. That is wonderful. Oh, we've got a pouting as well. Another sole. There's a pouting there. It's another white fish, very similar to sort of cod and haddock. Again, we tend to avoid it, but I just don't know why. I mean, they're gorgeous. But just look at these scallops. They're really superb. And I've got a knife here. I mean, this is food from the gods, Tony. You cannot get fresher than this. No. I mean, just look at them. Just look at them. Do you want a bit?
No, no.
You catch them, but you won't eat them.
I could not.
I mean, they are so fresh, and this is a great thing about seafood. People don't realise it. I mean, you know, they get scared of it, but you can eat it like this when it's as fresh as this.
Yeah.
And the flavour. Oh, it's out of this world. Yeah. Absolutely out of this world. Right.
Okay, the first thing we've got to do is to prepare our squid. Well, this is them. These are sort of medium-sized squid. They do get much larger, but these are sort of medium-sized. The thing about buying squid is you need to look for white flesh. It can't be purple. After a few days it turns purple and you lose that freshness to it. I mean, that is lovely and white, you can see for yourself. Now, everything on the squid's edible apart from the gut in the body. Right. So to do that, what we do is we just grab the tentacles in one hand and the body in the other and just give it a tug, okay? Drop those back into the bowl. Fiona got yours, that's it. Now you can see Fiona's broken the ink sac there. Squid does have an ink sac, which is great to use in cooking as well, but if you do break it while you prepare it, it just makes a mess. It's harmless and it's fine. So once you've got a just pop your tentacles in there, Fiona, okay? The next thing you've got to do is to remove what they call the quill. So if you just put your finger inside here, nice experience, just put your finger straight inside there and just feel it. It's like a bit of plastic, it looks like a pen, there it is. Gosh. That's it, they're ready to go. You've got those out easy enough. You can see those washed up on the beach, so that goes straight in. All right, the next thing you've got to do is just take the body and just move all the gut to the end. A little tip is that if sometimes you get a lot of grit and sometimes small little whole fish get stuck in there, if you just take a knife and nip off the end and run it under a cold tap, everything drains through and washes it all out, and that's particularly good if you want to cut the squid into tentacles. Then you just need to remove the skin, and you can just pick that off. It comes off nice and easy, but you don't have to. I mean, I don't mind the skin. I think it can look quite nice on there as well.
Yeah,
that's right. So when you've got your squid, it's there. Just wash yours off, Fiona, because you've burst your ink sac. I mean, it's not a problem.
No.
It won't stain. It's completely harmless, but it just makes an easier job if you can. Yeah. So there's our squid body. And then what we've got is the tentacles and the gut. Now, the tentacles are really good to eat. And if you haven't already burst your ink sac, the way to get those off is just take a knife and cut them just below the eyes. That means you keep the ink sac intact, no mess. And we've got our tentacles, and we just turn them inside out. And inside is a little beak, which you can just have already taken out. But it usually just sits in there And that's it. And that's the squid ready prepared for the pan. So if you can just cut those. Yeah, just below the eyes, James. Just there.
Oh, there.
Yeah, just on the tentacles. Yep, you got it. That's it. And you've got your squid. Turn them inside out. Put your rubbish in the bowl. Okay. So that's it. All ready to go.
Which
I
side's the
haven't
beak
got a little beak
The
in.
beak, if you turn it inside out.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. You've already cut yours out, James. That's it. But there you are. Your squid's all ready
I've
to go.
already cut
Yours is
mine
all
out.
ready to go. Yours is ready to go. That's it. Easy. Most people's experience of squid is tough, rubbery rings. That's because squid is often frozen, but good fresh squid like this is really tender and it needs nothing more than just sautéing, which is what we're going to do with this dish. Now, you can prepare squid in lots of different ways once it's cleaned. For rings, you'd literally just take the body and cut it straight across. They can be battered, fried, however you want. But for this dish, I'm going to cut it into strips. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the body, just taking it along one side. So I've got my opened up flesh there, and I'm going to cut it into nice long strips so they all curl up and they're all ready to go. Now, have any of you eaten squid in Chinese restaurants when it all curls up and you see this?
Little sort of diamond.
Yeah, little diamond patterns. Well, you know, if you often wondered how to get that, I'll show you. What the Chinese do with them, just see a little bit of gut that you have left in there, that can come out. And then, again, just slice. And that's our squid. And that's about enough for a starter. But I'll show you what the Chinese do, which is quite interesting, really, is they open up their squid like this. And then all they do is they just take a knife and they cut it. I'm not cutting it all the way through, I'm just scoring the flesh, like that, and then like that again. And you can imagine when that goes in the pan, that all just curls up exactly as you'd expect. Okay. So that's everything ready to go. We've got our ingredients. It's squid with lemon, garlic and parsley. Again, nice and simple. Sue, I'd like you to cook this one. We've been doing a bit together now, so I'd like you to come over to the stove and get into it. So the first thing I want you to do is just get your pan on the heat. Just give it a second to get nice and hot, and then I'd like some good olive oil in there, which is the one at the back. Okay. In you go now. That's ready. That's plenty. That's great. That pan's nice and hot, ready to go. So I'd like a bit of garlic in there as now, please. Just a good tablespoonful. That's it. Great. I'll have that. Lovely. Stir that around. Get the oil nice and flavoured. Just get all that flavour in the oil. Okay, squid. In with all that squid. Ready to go. Give that a stir around. This is really not going to take long at all. Squid's one of those things you cook it for a little bit of time, or you cook it for a long time. The quicker the better with something like that. Keep it turning over. Keep it turning over. You'll know when it's cooked, 'cause it will change from that lovely translucent colour to nice and white. Okay, keep it going, keep it moving, that's it. Keep it moving around, all the flavours in amongst it. See how easy it is?
Looking good.
Okay, pinch of salt. Just add a pinch there. Lovely, I'll take that back, that's great. Yep. You just want enough, now I want a bit of parsley. Take it off the heat now. Add some parsley. Good handful, that's great. Stir it all around it. And then I'm just going to add some lemon zest to it. Just give it a real nice lemony flavour. Some lemon juice, keep that going. That's lovely. Can you smell all those flavours coming into it? Okay, we're ready to go. That's ready to serve. And you can see all that garlic and that olive oil is amalgamated with the parsley. And a dish like this, just into the middle of the plate. That's wonderful. Simple, quick.
Oh, yes.
While we enjoy our squid, join me after the break when I'll be visiting the Lugger Hotel in Portlow to find out what the chef there does with squid. And I'll be doing some more cooking too. Delicious, isn't it?
Delicious.
Just around the corner from St Mawes is the tiny fishing cove of Portlow. There are still a handful of boats like these that work from here and land their catch daily. And even the post office doubles up as a restaurant and tea rooms. But the place I've come to look at is the Lugger Hotel, where I'm going to talk to the chef Franz about what he does with local squid. Franz, this really is the most delightful spot. I mean, there's boats unloading down here right now. Do you buy much fish from these guys?
Yeah, I buy daily fresh. Every morning he comes in. Cod, crab, lobsters. Everything is fresh every day. Yeah.
Is there lots of local squid around here? 'Cause I mean, it looks like it could be a kind of squid environment, really.
We got some coming this morning, squid, and I'm gonna stir fry it with chili, garlic, ginger, And I serve it with saffron rice and vegetables with it, fresh vegetables.
I mean, do you sell much fish in the hotel here?
Absolutely. We've got a full house at the moment, and 80% eats fresh fish.
I mean, almost you come here expecting it, don't you? I mean, you're right on the waterfront. I mean,
Brilliant, yeah.
You know, it's just great.
Can't get any fresher than that.
And do you serve whole fish too?
We serve whole fish, we serve lobsters and dressed up lobsters, hot lobsters, thermidor,
Lovely.
fresh crabs on a daily basis.
What about shellfish like scallops and things like that? Do you have them
We
here
get
as well?
those too, yes, we do. We char grilled scallops with various ingredients.
I mean, these tables up here, I mean, fantastic. I mean, the views are just great. I couldn't think of anything nicer than sitting out here with a roasted sea bass or something like that.
Nice and relaxing, absolutely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Is sea bass one of the fish that is landed here?
It is indeed, yeah. We get any size from £1, 1.5 pounders, and it's really nice.
I mean, for me, the best way of cooking fish is, you know, simplicity is the key. Is that how you serve the fish here?
Absolutely, yeah. Fresh off the sea into the frying pan.
So what sort
Basically, just plain cooking.
That was a lovely way they cooked squid at the Lugger Hotel, and it really was a perfect setting. Just sat there over the beach. Chili, coriander, ginger, all those sort of oriental flavours do work well with squid. I mean, it's really nice, just quickly stir-fried. He served a lot of vegetables with his. I'm going to leave it a little bit simpler. It did work with the vegetables really well, but this is nice and simple. And I've made my chili sauce by making what I call a jam. And what I've done is I've put some ginger, some chili, some tomatoes, some garlic, and a little bit of fish sauce into a food processor. Just got a nice puree all together, put it into a pan, had some red wine vinegar and some caster sugar, and then just simmered that for about 40 minutes.
Like a savoury jam then, really.
It is like a
Yeah.
savoury jam, yeah, it's lovely. And there's no quantities to the flavours here. I mean, it's just get the taste right. It should be chilli, sweet and sour, that sort of thing. It's great, but it's a lovely accompaniment
nice,
to squid.
doesn't
It's gorgeous.
Now I'm going to start cooking, and what I've got is my squid, which I've just opened up, and we're going to cook it much in the same way as we did the last dish, with a little bit of oil in the pan, nice and hot. Just get that together. And I'm going to season my squid first, just so it's all in there ready to go. And I've got a few tentacles as well, because they're great to eat. And I'm going to keep it whole as a piece. That can go in. Again, just a few seconds in the pan. I mean, this is one of those dishes that works fantastically well on a barbecue. Those little indoor barbecues you get, I always keep one out the back. Always keep one out the back of the kitchen, so I use it as part of my kitchen. Or those grilled trays that you get on the pan, on the stoves that you can use, the metal ones.
Yeah.
They work really nicely. But I'm just going to cook it. Press it down well so it cooks all the way through. Turn it over.
How long does it take to cook, mate?
Oh, until you get that nice, it goes from opaque to white, which is going to be about 1 to 2 minutes.
And you didn't cut that one in anyway, did you? It's
No,
just
all
the
I did
whole-
with this one is split him open and flattened him out really, because I want to present the whole thing, you know, with this kind of like a steak almost of squid.
Yeah.
And the tentacles in there are doing. I'm going to press that down again to make sure you get the heat right the way through it. Okay, that's it.
That's
I mean,
quick.
as quick as that. I mean, nice simple stuff.
How white that is. Yeah.
And then you've got these tentacles, which I love. But they do make the dish look interesting as well from a presentation point of view.
Are the tentacles more tender than the actual squid itself?
I don't think there's an
or-
awful lot of difference, James, but you know, they're great to eat, or nevertheless. And with this chili jam, I'm just going to add some fresh coriander to it, just to freshen it up. I mean, look at those colours; they're
Smells
great, aren't they?
fantastic.
They're great colours. I guarantee
Yeah.
you'll be having this stuff on cheese sandwiches, everything. I mean, it's just one of those things that just, you know, it's got a great savoury flavour that everybody really loves. And you know, spoon it round, give it a little bit of,
And that would
you know,
keep as
texture
well,
and
wouldn't
colour. Oh,
it?
keep it. One of these Kilner jars. Lovely. Keep in there for weeks in the fridge. I'm going to finish this with lime juice rather than lemon juice we did in the last dish, a bit more oriental. And then you just garnish it with a sprig of parsley and a wedge of lime. So your guests can add a bit more lime juice if they want to.
It looks wonderful.
Does,
And
doesn't
that's
it?
the dish.
Yeah.
Nice and simple and
Superb.
colourful, making the best of it. Well, those fresh squid dishes were delicious, and I think we all really love them. And it's kind of like squid is one of those al fresco lunches. So what do you recommend we drink with those, Susan?
Well, I think the word fresh featured twice there, fresco and fresh you said, and that's what I was looking for here. I was looking for something that had crisp acidity again. I want to cut right through that squid. And also it's quite a sweet flesh, I think, squid, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And I didn't really want to go for a sweet one. I wanted to go by contrast for something sharp that would cut through it, a bit like the old squeeze of lemon, squeeze of lime.
Lime coming in.
Now, you didn't help me much by having chilli and coriander, not very easy things to manage. match with wine. So I've actually come up with two things here, a wine and, da-da, a beer. I think we've all been waiting. Cold beer and fish can be fantastic. We all know that from our trips to the seaside where you go to a bar, you get, it's a very fresh dish and a cold beer. So we'll open those up and have a taste of those and see if you think it works. The other thing I've got here, I'm going to pour straight away, is a Spanish Albarino. Albarino is the grape variety and it makes Spain's very best white wines. I think you'll agree that Spain's better known for its reds. Yeah. But these whites made from the Albarino grape are fantastic with fish.
I have drunk it and it is delicious.
Have
it's
you?
a great grape, yes.
Did you actually have it while you were there?
No, I didn't. Somebody introduced me over here and it was one of those things, Albarino, what's this? You know, tried it and I just thought, wow, it's so distinctive, it's brilliant.
It's very distinctive, very fresh again, and it's got a lovely peachiness, I think. Now, I discovered these actually in Spain. They're fairly rare over here still. This one is available, but very few are. I discovered Albarino there. It's made in the very, very western point of Spain, in the Rías Baixas area of Galicia, where most of the food in the restaurants is seafood. And so they make this white wine that goes very, very well with it. And I've had it with all sorts of shellfish, seafood, fish that, you know, like hake, that sort of thing. It's very versatile with fish. But the reason it works so well is the acidity is so good. It's
so it would be an all-round wine. I mean, you know, for most things, Albarino would be a good choice for seafood all-round.
I think it's a good choice for an awful lot of the things that you've actually been cooking throughout the whole series. Yeah. You wouldn't want it with meat. I mean, if you're somewhere like Rioja, you're more likely to have lamb and one of the great reds from Rioja with it. Go to Galicia, go to Western Spain, and they will serve you a nice cool glass of this lemony, peachy, fruity wine, and then a piece of fish or something like squid. Brilliant match.
Great.
So I wanted to bring that in at this point and just introduce it because I hope it'll catch on a bit more because we don't know about Albarino much in this country, and I think we should.
Well, since I first drank it, I have seen it in 2 or 3 places, which is a good start.
It's
so
just,
I think
just coming in,
catching on,
they're
very up and
£7-8
coming.
a bottle, so they're not the cheapest things.
So what
then,
about
of course,
beer?
Just an alternative. Got Bud Bar here, one of the best Czech beers you can buy. Very good with something difficult, thanks very much. Chili pepper.
I think we all know
Impossible to match with wine.
I think we all know Bud
so
Bar,
I thought we would
right?
just have some beer, just to knock back something with the heat of the chili peppers. That would be a refreshing match. There you go.
Thank you.
Bottoms up.
Delicious.
Cheers.
All the best. Cheers. Welcome to Fish Food. In today's programme I'll be doing 2 skate dishes. The first one will be served with a parsley and anchovy butter and the second one with a nice creamy walnut pesto. And with me in the kitchen today are my 3 amateur chefs, James, Sue and Fiona, and we'll be joined later in the programme by Susie Atkins, who's going to give us some tips on what to drink with skate. But first I'm off to Newlyn Market to buy some. I'm at Newlyn, the most southerly fishing harbour in the country. There is a fleet of over 60 boats that still work from this port, and they produce a really diverse catch. Over 30 species are traded here every single day. The southwest approaches, which are the fishing grounds that they work, is regarded to be one of the best in the world. And this really is the start of the supply chain. This is where the fish is auctioned straight from the boats. It is then loaded on lorries overnight and transported to restaurants and fishmongers throughout the country. To an outsider, the market must seem very chaotic, but to the buyers like Robert Redfern, it's a way of life. So the market's over, Rob, and I take it this is everything you've bought. What was going on this morning? You know, there seems to be lots of activity everywhere.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of fish down here this morning. There was a nice bit of net fish like the ray and the bigger white fish.
Well, what was all the activity? I mean, you know, all of a sudden everyone just crowds around a load of boxes and there's a lot of shouting and talking. I mean, is that the kind of selling the fish?
The auctioneer goes down to whichever boat is the first, to be sold. And then all the buyers get round and everybody's got their prices and quantities of fish they've got to buy for the day.
Right.
And then it's sold on an auction basis.
So the guy starts at a price to sort of feel the market and then everybody bids in and
it's
comes
very
to
much a case of what it feels like on the day, you know, and sometimes it'll be very high, sometimes it can be low, you know, it's a case of pitching it as you think.
Some of this fish this morning was superb. I mean, these turbot, Rob, I mean, they're just lovely.
Yeah,
I mean,
then they really are nice.
I mean, look at that. It's just
they're nice
stiff,
and stiff.
Yeah, look, it's just fabulous.
A lovely colour.
So do you get your hands in the
slimy.
fish before you actually start
Oh, yeah,
looking,
you have a
dig
look.
around the box to make sure it's all okay?
Look in the gills. Got nice
Bright
pink or
gills.
red gills. These are good ones.
I mean, this is what I was chuffed with this
Red
morning.
mullet,
to,
they're lovely.
I was
They-
looking at those earlier, but I mean, you don't see them like that. Robert,
Those
do you?
are perfect red mullet, and you just don't get them in any better condition than that. That's as good as they were when they were swimming around.
Such a pretty fish, and they're great, aren't they?
You'll never get better fish than
Really,
that.
really lovely. And these brill as well. I mean, brill's one of those fish, Rob, that, I mean, everyone sort of talks about turbot, and brill's something that really gets forgotten, but its flesh is very, very similar.
I think
in
it's every
flavour.
bit as good as turbot, quite frankly.
I do as well. And look at that, the lovely blood
And
under
a
the
nice
gills as well.
thick fish. They're going to make really nice thick fillets when they come off
They're
as well.
brilliant. A lot
So
of
they
your
stay nice
customers-
and moist when they're cooked.
All your customers buy a lot of brill, well, or is it
Fair
something
bit, yeah,
to
yeah. It's a
work
very
hard and
popular
sell
fish,
in?
and getting more popular as well at the moment.
And this is, God, look
nice
at this
cod.
cod as well. I mean, people don't usually see whole cod. Again,
No.
look, stiff alive.
You amaze the number of people that come along and say,
So-
what sort of fish is that?
that?
And you tell them it's a cod, and they say, oh, is that what a cod looks like?
But I'll tell you what amazes me about cod, and this is one way of sort of seeing it fresh on the slab, apart from the sort of, you know, the nice white flesh that you see. I mean, look at the colours.
Yeah, the
Oh,
colouring mark
golden
is beautiful.
colour.
It's golden,
And,
that's the point.
It's
yeah.
absolutely lovely. I mean, so much cod you
And
see is very
nice,
dull.
And the eyes are really bright, bulging eyes, not sunken. When you get stale fish, the eyes get sunken and dull.
These always make me laugh.
Yeah,
Mine, John
John
Dory,
Dory.
with those big telescopic mouths. I mean, they're
The Thunderbird's Titan Terrorfish.
they're great on these lemons sold this morning as well. I mean,
they are top quality as well.
normally lemons are a little bit bashed around, but again,
Yeah.
look. I mean,
Again, nice and bright colour,
yeah.
lovely bright eyes, stiff.
yeah, good sized
nice
fish
and
for one as
slimy.
well.
Yeah.
And these, I mean, everyone's talking about gurnard nowadays. You know, a lot of the chefs on television talking about gurnard, but there it is. I always think they look like ducks with this beak at the front, but another great fish, you know.
And
sort
another
of cheap.
nice, firm, fleshed fish as well.
They're great, aren't they? Oh, these Dover soles. I mean, come on, that's everybody's favourite, isn't it? The Dover sole.
Yeah.
And but they always fetch a lot of money, Rob.
Well,
They're
always
in-
expensive because
in
they're just
constant
always
demand.
in demand all the time. Yeah,
But they're really
People
lovely.
always want them.
Well,
Nice
this-
bit of ray.
Well, this is actually what we've come looking for today, Rob. I mean, I mean, I can see sort of all these ray here, but some of them look different to the others. Some of them have got spots, and some of
yeah,
them have
there's
got.
different species.
But I mean, they're not strictly skate, are they? I mean, because skate's a species in
the
itself.
skate is one its own. These, locally we call these owls. Don't ask me why, but that's the name that they're given.
And there's one called stars. isn't
Star ray, which we haven't actually. Have we got some stars here? No, we haven't got any stars here, but they have like a star pattern on there and on the wings there.
there? I mean, they're my favourite. The blonde
blondes,
ray. I
yeah,
mean, they get so
yeah.
big, and you get that lovely,
and then
lovely
there's nice
flesh.
thick wings they get as well.
I mean, they almost smile at you. I mean,
Yeah,
I love that little
yeah.
face under there.
And the colour, it's that real sort of nice bright white colour.
But I mean, if you showed that to somebody, they'd be, what on earth do you eat off
Yeah,
that?
what do you
But I
do
mean,
with that?
the piece you eat is these wings across here, and something that only a few fishermen do. Rob, have you ever seen the cheeks that they take out of the inside,
nice.
which is the muscle just underneath?
Yeah,
And they're
nice,
gorgeous
sweet.
things. They're lovely, but you don't see too, and that's something as well. Look.
I mean, pollock's another fish which is similar to cod, same family as cod. I mean, for the French market, they really go mad for it, but we don't know, we're not so au fait with it. But
No, I like
it's
it.
beautiful smoked.
Yes, I've had smoked pollock. It's great, isn't it? Sort of get a nice big flake
Yeah.
with it. But I mean, it's a good market this morning.
Yeah,
Rob.
we've had a good, nice
Those
bit of fish
places
here
look
today.
good. No,
Plates
it's-
are nice. We've got it's
brilliant.
all it's all good quality fish today.
I always love coming down, Rob. I just
Yeah,
think the
yeah,
activity is
yeah,
great
yeah,
in the
yeah.
morning, and seeing all this sort of first hand is great. And
Yeah.
I think if more people get down here and see what actually goes on in the market,
Well, it's
and see
quite
what-
interesting sort of
how real
mechanic,
it
isn't it?
is,
How it
yeah.
works. Yeah.
And I also think people don't really understand, but when all this is over, I mean, the fish has got to get up country, so everybody's asleep. There's a
Yeah.
network of transport moving, there's fish merchants working, people filleting, preparing, just to ensure that this gets into the shops
Yeah.
the next day.
It's
So
all going on.
it's hard work, but
I mean, it all
yeah, it's
starts
good
very
catch.
early, of course, and there's a lot of seeing what's here, getting a price list together of what we want to buy, how much we think we're prepared to pay for it, but you have to sort of vary that depending on the market on the day.
So do you get rivalry between buyers? So is everyone
yes.
trying to outbid you and trying to
Yeah,
get this just
yeah,
to sort of
yeah.
make sure you don't get it?
Well, yeah, there's plenty of that goes on, but I mean that's part of that's the price of fish, as they say.
Absolutely.
You
Well,
know?
you can see why it's a product that does command a lot of money.
Yes.
And with the work that goes into it.
And it's it really does have to be really careful to if you want to get the fish that you want, you've really got to be
Just be in the knack with it.
on the go with it and be intense and concentrating on it, or else you just don't get the fish that you want, or you end up paying too much for it. And there's plenty of people end up doing that.
Well, thanks ever so much for getting
all
our
right,
fish for
mate.
us today, Rob.
I won't
mean,
shake your
It's
hand.
been lovely. Well, that's the other thing about skate. So you can always tell it's a
Yeah,
great
at least you can
fresh
say
piece
you've
of
been
fish.
handling fresh fish.
Had been fresh fish. No, it was
Yeah.
a great morning this morning.
Yeah, it was a good one. We had a good market this morning.
Well, there was some lovely skate down at Newlyn. There was plenty of it as well. Came in all shapes and sizes. And here's a piece from a wing off a huge fish, a really nice thick blonde ray. Now look how thick that is. It's lovely, and it's in lovely condition. See that nice sort of pink and that lovely slime over it, which is great. Sometimes skate can have this ammonic smell. This one doesn't. It just smells of nothing. After a few days, it takes on this sort of ammonic smell, which is when it's to be avoided, and it gets a bit bitter. We're going to cook it by searing it in a pan in a bit of hot vegetable oil, and then just finish it in the oven for about on maximum heat for about 15 to 20 minutes.
There again, vegetable oil and not olive oil.
Vegetable oil again, I want to get that nice when it goes in the pan and get that heat. I'm not going to season the fish with any salt or pepper because we're using anchovies in the butter, which is going to go with it, so it doesn't really need any more salt added.
Right.
So nice thick side down, always laying it away from you. There we are.
Are there bones in that, Mitch, or are there any bones in it? Or?
There's just one cartilage bone through the middle. It's a very soft bone, and when it's cooked, I'll show you how to eat it just by scraping off the bone, but it really is accessible. But what we'll do now is we'll start making the butter. So first of all, James, we're going to use our Maggi mix. This is just a commercial version of a Kenwood that you'd have at home or whatever. So we'll start off, if you could just put the lid on, James.
Yep.
We'll add some garlic to it, which is our first ingredient. You can close that and press the green button. Get that nice and fine. Okay. That's great, James. Then add all of this parsley to it. Stalks as well, because they've got plenty of flavour, so all that can go in there. And pulse that. I'm just going to check the skates. Not quite, we want it nice and golden. Okay, James, while James is doing that, we're going to put these anchovies in. Now, these anchovies are quite interesting. These are the Italian salted variety that are packed in salt as opposed to in olive oil, and they still come on the bone. Now, the way to fillet them is just sit them on their bellies and press along the backbone, and the fillets will just peel off easily.
Gosh, that's good.
So, now, I think these are the best sort. They have a lot more flavour, and these are wonderful on their own. Just with garlic, parsley and olive oil. They really have got an awful lot of flavour, so I'll do another one of those. Perhaps you can do that one, Fiona. Just do that on the edge of the board there. Okay, James, these anchovies can go in now.
So pop them in through there?
Yeah, pop them in through the hole, that's lovely.
In they go.
Our skate's lovely and golden there. It's going straight into the oven.
Slippery little
Okay, James, that's in. Right, lid off, James.
That one in there or
Yeah,
not?
pop that one in.
Yeah.
How long
That's
is
great.
the skate going in the oven for?
Skate will be in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. So off with the lid, James. And let's pop our butter in there. It is softened butter and it is unsalted butter. Remember, there's lots of salt in the anchovies. Just pop this straight in, James.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, away you go. Lid
And
on.
again?
Yeah. Yeah. And whiz. Now, while that's finishing, this is some butter that I made earlier. Now, what I do with it is I make it in quite big quantity, and then I take a piece of cling film and I spoon it into it and I roll it and twist the ends one opposite to the other, and then just roll it on the surface. You get a nice tight sausage. That can go into
Like a cylinder?
That's right. That can go into the freezer, and I just cut a piece off whenever I need it. So that's just ready for melting in the pan. We're going to add some chopped tomato to it because it gives it colour, and I'll show you just how to get some nice squares. That'll be done now, James. So we can turn that off. And just cut your tomato into quarters, and then we only want the flesh for this. It's really for a bit of colour and a bit of sweetness in the sauce because it's quite salty. So we've got a nice thick flesh from these plum tomatoes. Flatten it out.
Nice and ripe, did you say?
They're lovely, nice, but they're quite firm. They're not,
overripe.
you know, so overripe, but still a nice lot of flavour. And then we just cut them into.
Is it best to use plum tomatoes?
I like plum tomatoes, but you don't have to use plum tomatoes.
Okay.
So we can then just put that to one side, and all we need to do is just wait for the skate, and we're ready to serve. So the skate's done now. So it's cooking time. Look at that there, nice and firm.
Lovely.
Wow.
It's great, doesn't it? So we'll
Changed
just
colour, hasn't it? From the pink to the white.
It's that lovely white. It's just set. Lovely and creamy, the flesh on skaters. It's delicious. I really like that. And I've got a bit of our anchovy butter that we melted. And I've just melted it there.
Oh, that smells.
Smells lovely, doesn't it?
Fantastic.
You've got all those lovely flavours. There's some fresh parsley to freshen it up. And some tomato.
Smells like the sea, doesn't it?
It's lovely. Well, all those salty anchovies are really wonderful and freshened up with lemon juice. And then you can just
Oh, that's nice.
pour it straight over.
It's brilliant.
Join me after the break when I'll be visiting the Old Coast Guard Hotel at Mousehole to find out what they do with skate, and we'll be doing some more cooking as well. Now I'm just along the coast from Newlyn, in the small harbour village of Mousehole, where I'm going to visit the Old Coast Guard Hotel to meet the owner and manager, Freddie Wood, to find out what they do with skates. This is a lovely setting, Freddie, and the skate that you've cooked for me looks superb. Tell me what you've done to it.
Well, these tomatoes we've grown in our garden and have mixed them in with some basil and rosemary and capers and toasted the walnuts to sort of give a creaminess, olive oil and garlic.
So it's like a pesto, really?
Yeah, yeah.
And yours looks great as well. You've got a sort of orangey sort of, what's the herb
Yes,
in
I
it?
can't wait to get into it. It's sort of caramelised orange zest and some lemon balm, which we've made a sort of very light dressing with. And so it gives it a sort of sweet and sour flavour. I have to say,
It looks great. It's really nice and simple and fresh and clean.
yeah, I sort of stole this recipe off our sweet chef who had an abundance of this a few weeks ago. But sometimes, you can be a little bit brave, and it works.
The other vegetables also look good. I mean, where'd you get courgette flowers from?
Our garden.
Really? They're great, aren't they? Just sort of dipped in a bit of tempura batter and fried.
Yeah, very seasonal. What do you think?
Stunning.
Good. I should have one
Was that
too.
something on the menu?
No, it's a seasonal produce really, because only at certain times of the year we can get them. But
Well, I know
they are special.
I mean, they're great, and I know skate's a favourite on the menu, and today's programme's all about skate. What other species do you work with on the menu here?
Plaice and John Dory's a very local fish.
When you say local, is all the fish landed at Mousehole, just down the road?
No, there are only about 3 or 4 working boats now. 15 years ago there were possibly 30 working boats from the village, but everything is now landed in Newlyn, 2 miles down the road. So we're very fortunate because obviously whatever's delivered, it's on, it's fresh and on our doorstep.
And what about crabs and lobsters? Because I can see lots of lobster pots behind me in the.
Yeah, you can actually see,
bay.
I don't know if he's still out there, but earlier on, the chap that actually delivers the lobster to us every day in his yellow wellies has got his pots just off the island.
Well, skate's perfect for the sort of first-time fish eater, really. I mean, it's got no bones, it's just that lovely soft central bone, and when you scrape the flesh off,
it's wonderful,
really
isn't it?
lovely, isn't it?
It's a very strong tasting fish because the ammonia content is quite high, so even though it's an easy fish to eat, it's quite a strong flavour. It's one of my favourites.
I think it's a lovely fish, Freddie, really wonderful. That was a lovely meal we had at the Old Coast Guard. It really was good. They did 2 simple skate dishes, but this is the one I like best. They made a traditional pesto, but with a little twist. Instead of using pine nuts in it, they used walnuts and they used capers instead of the parmesan. I really liked it. It was great. But we've got our piece of skate again, nice and thick. I mean, this piece is probably big enough for 2, but we'll use it anyway. I mean, look at it, it's stunning. You can see how fresh it is. It's not white and it's got, again, no smell to it. I mean, it really is lovely. So we're going to sear that again in vegetable oil, nice and hot. So I've got a hot pan, in with my vegetable oil. I will season this actually before it goes into the pan.
Why is that?
Well, in the last dish we had anchovies in the sauce, and so that was where the saltiness come from. A bit of salt is really quite nice, so that can go in.
Okay.
Nice thick chunk of skate. Look at that. A nice colour, and that'll go in the oven for about 25 minutes when it's done. But while that's searing, what I'd like to do is to make the sauce, James. So if you could just start off by adding the garlic to the robo. Give that a blitz up, James. Get the finger in.
Here we go.
Great stuff, that's it. Add a little bit of salt as well to this, James. It will help to break it down, and also we want salt in it as well. Okay, then we'll add some of these walnuts to it. You can just go in the hole in the top. They can fit through. We don't want to paste them up too much. Just nice chunks of walnut. I quite like the sort of nuttiness of them. They were brilliant. They actually toasted the walnuts for their dish, which actually made quite a difference. It was really nice. But I think it'll work just as well with fresh walnuts. They're quite milky, and I think that a really, really nice nut. And then we'll have a handful of this basil in there, James, as well. Yeah. Just twist the top off, a good handful of leaves. They can go in, and just to help that along, we'll have a good glug of olive oil. And
Extra virgin?
That's good extra virgin olive oil, James, because that's what's going to be the flavour of the sauce. So that can go in and away. And just tell me when it's all blitzed up and it's all broken down, and we've got a nice puree. It is good. And the capers will go in last of all because we want them to sort of almost remain in chunks, which is nice. Need a bit more oil in there, James?
A bit more oil, I think.
Great. Oh, he's getting confident now. A bit more oil, Mitch. Yeah, that's great.
Telling you what to do.
Yeah, that's right. Is that nice, James?
Yeah.
Good.
That's looking good.
This is on you, this one, okay. Let's have a few capers in there.
Oh, the smell.
You smell that?
It's lovely, it all just comes together. There's some basil releasing everything, it's really nice. So let's take that off, James, let's have a look. I'm ready to try this and give it the test, James. That's lovely, you can see those walnuts in there as well. I think what I'm going to do, I'll spoon it into here, but I think I'll add just a touch more olive oil to it.
Right.
But that looks lovely. Really, really nice. Well,
There's no problem adding the oil later on?
no, just add the olive oil, that'll stir it in. That's all part of it.
Wow.
And I think because it's a new one, not done before, I think I'll...
Toast.
Perfect, just now remember it, really nice. And you've got that lovely garlic coming through as well. So I'll turn the steak, nice and golden, and that then can go straight in the oven.
How long will that take? Same as before?
25 minutes,
25
hot
minutes.
oven, make sure it's on maximum, and we're ready to go. So I'll just get this out of the oven. And it's one of those dishes that you can do in advance. You can serve this for 3 or 4 people because all your sauce or your pesto is already made. And what they did down at the Old Coast Guard, which was nice, was they served it with some small roasted plum tomatoes in the sauce, which looked really colourful and did add a nice sweetness. But it didn't need them. I mean, the flavour of this sauce really stood up for itself, which was nice. And then you can just spoon this around and over the top, which I think is lovely. I love olive oil-based sauces. I think they work really well with fish. And the greens are nice and colourful on their own.
well.
Yes.
It's fantastic, it's better than all these, kind of heavy, rich, buttery sauces. And those walnuts in there work really, really well. So
Make it really crunchy.
I thought that was a really nice dish. It was great.
That is delicious.
I mean, skate is an unusual fish to most people. I'm not sure whether it's difficult to match with wines, but we had an awful lot of flavour going on there with anchovies and rosemary and everything else. I mean, was that difficult to put together, or was skate easy with wines?
Skate wasn't really the problem here. As you say, it was all the other ingredients. This was really quite cluttered in terms of flavours for a wine to match. I've gone for 2 quite different things, as you can see, but they're both extremely fresh. They're what I'd describe as very mouth-watering, very kind of cleansing things to drink. Both served ice cold. We'll start with the rosé. I thought that this had there were some Mediterranean flavours going on here, so I've gone for a nice, fresh, really pink, sort of bright rosé.
Nice colour.
Very nice colour. This is one from Bordeaux. Bordeaux makes some of the best rosés around, and I think it will just go very well with all those different ingredients. You can't have something too weedy here. If I'd gone for a very neutral dry white, I really don't think that would have worked at all.
I mean, there's quite a lot of rosés going on. I mean, is rosé making a revival?
I think we've had a lot of
Lovely.
success matching rosés with fish. I think that if the subject of the series had been something else, we wouldn't have brought the rosé out so much. It goes very well with fish and seafood. But yes, I do. I mean, you just asked if it was sort of gaining in popularity, and yes, I think it is. I think people are rediscovering rosé. This is a particularly good one, I think. As I say, Bordeaux, they tend to make rosé from the Merlot grape, and you get that lovely plum cherry fruitiness. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again, do drink rosé very young. Don't hang on to them. They get tired, they get boring, they get dull very quickly. So drink this up while it's, while we're still in the 2000 vintage we want to be drinking at the moment. Don't hang on to it till next year. When the 2001s come along, quickly move on to those. But I thought that would probably go with, rosemary, those sort of flavours. Conjures up Provence. I know Bordeaux isn't quite Provence, but we're looking at that sort of warm French holidays, aren't we? That's what it conjured up for me.
Delightful.
Secondly,
I do
something
like that.
quite different. We've brought out the dry sherry again. Manzanilla sherry. There was something about these dishes that made me think Spanish flavours.
Mediterranean, simple.
Mediterranean again, but a bit tapasy. The nuts, that kind of olive oil, rosemary, just again some Mediterranean snacky kind of lunch dishes. And so I thought dry sherry, and dry sherry is incredibly versatile with food, and particularly with fish. This is manzanilla, made by the sea in the Jerez region of southern Spain. Lovely hot area where you get a nice glass of this salty, tangy, very cold dry sherry with your lunch. And I think it does go very well with things like, I suppose it was the nuttiness of the dish that made me think of it in particular.
The sherry's usually reserved for when grandmother visited
Well, it's
Christmas.
quite dry as well, isn't it?
Make sure you chill it. Don't serve it like, great Auntie Ethel does. We want this straight from the fridge. Very, very fresh, very, very young. Once you've drunk most of it, it's been hanging around for a couple of weeks, chuck it, open a new one, don't bring it out for Christmas. Oh yes.
It really doesn't
I think that people in this country should treat sherry like the Spanish do, which is like a dry white wine. Serve it in white wine glasses, not those stingy little schooners. Keep it in the fridge, splosh it into the glasses, you know, swirl it round just like a white wine. It's not something just to bring out, you know, at the vicar's tea party or something. It's a wonderful dry white wine, delicious.
Welcome to the programme. Today we're going to be working with mussels. I'm going to be doing two dishes. One is a classic marinière where the mussels will be steamed open in wine with lots of garlic and lots of fresh parsley. And the other one is a dish where the mussels will be served in the half shell with lots of roasted pepper, lots of aioli, very garlicky, and lots of fresh basil leaf. And as usual, I'll be joined in the kitchen by my three chefs, James, Fiona and Sue, and Susie Atkins will be coming along later to join us to let us know what drink we should be having with our mussels. But first I'm off to Foy to see how they gather and grow mussels. And to do that, I joined David Hancock, who farms and gathers mussels in the Foy estuary.
So Dave, we've come across the river. What can we expect to find here?
This is where we store our wild mussel ready to be sold over the next week. It's just brought up the beach a little bit to harden it up, and it's easier for us to just access on any state of the tide, really.
So these are actually wild mussels. Gone out on the rocks and picked them and just brought them back in shore.
We've got beds further up the river here that we hand pick it. It's all hand picked stuff.
So a sack up here. These are great looking mussels, Dave.
Yeah.
God, they're all stuck together in one lump. What's happened to them?
Yeah,
Look
when we
size of those.
When we pick them off the beach, because they're all hand picked, they tend to biss up, which is they're just reattaching themselves
together.
Yeah.
I mean, these are a lovely size, Dave. I mean, they've got lovely shaped shells. What sort of variety of mussel is it?
This is a Mediterranean mussel. What you've actually got in your hand there now.
I mean, they feel really hefty. They must have a great meat content.
Good chunk of meat in there.
Oh, I love them just steamed open with a little bit of garlic, a few shallots, and it's lovely. But of course, they're great eating raw as well, aren't they?
Well,
you're not such a lover of things like that, though. I like them as well. I think they've got a really fresh taste to see. And when they're fresh like this, you know, I mean, why not? But they all do just come together. So how old are these things?
The mussel that you've got there, I expect, are probably 3 years old. It's quite a long process. We bring them in as really small seed. We harvest from one of the bays out around the corner, and we bring them back, just lay them on the beach in like strips, and we can go back to them and just pick away from them.
Pick them up and away they go. I mean, they're really, really stunning. You do another type of mussel, don't you?
Yeah, we do rope-grown mussel, which is what we're going to actually get into now, is the rope-grown side, because the demand for mussel at the minute, we just can't produce enough doing it with wild mussels.
So they're all the way along here, Dave, are they?
Yeah, we've managed to attach enough between the floats. There's floats all the way along the pontoon, and we've got them going across.
Can we pull one up and have a look?
Yeah, certainly.
Look at those.
This stuff's been in the water now. It was socked up, I think, in January, so it's been in about 8 months, 8 months.
Are they the same species as the wild mussel?
The Mediterranean that you looked at, but these are like the natural UK mussel, yeah.
I mean, even though they're farmed, they're still a wild product, aren't they? I mean, you know, they are suspended in the sea and they're feeding off the sea and, you know, full of, I mean, they're really, really lovely.
It just makes it that much more access to harvesting, because you can pull up.
Just pull them up?
Yeah, if you imagine when this rope is completed and we're ready to harvest, there's probably 20, 25 kilos of mussels on it.
What happens to them after they come out of here then, Dave?
The same thing, really. They go through the process of being graded and cleaned, and then they just go back in the tanks. They spend their 42-hour cycle through the tanks, bagged up and sold on.
Can we go and have a look at the tanks and see what happens to them after here?
Yeah.
So what's the first thing you have to do when they come out of the sea, Dave?
As they come back, we bring them back and they come into the plant and they're cleaned through the mixer that you saw outside. It's something that we adapted ourselves to do the job. Take off the barnacles, clean the mud, and just get them so presentable so we can put them in the tanks. They come in here, they're graded through, all the small, or most of the small is picked out,
and they're laid in these trays.
Now they're clean, aren't they?
Laid in the trays, and they stay in here for 42 hours.
And what are they actually doing in there?
Well, all it does is just purge anything that may be in the gut, and it kills any bacteria that they may have inside them, because the water is continually circulated through an ultraviolet light, and that kills any bacteria.
But these are the rope-grown ones, aren't they, Dave?
Yeah.
You can see that with
yeah,
the...
that's right.
And whereabouts are the wild ones? Do you have those in here as well?
Yeah, we've got another tank just over there.
So these are our wild mussels, Dave, are they?
Yeah, this is the same stuff as we saw when we were up the river earlier. You can see by the size of it how much larger they are.
You can see the difference. I mean, in the shell's got a different shape to it as well. It's sort of got a flatter back on it as well.
Yeah.
And they really feel quite weighty.
Yeah, and you see how much biss they put out just over a couple of days that they've been in the tank.
This is their beard, of course, which you have to remove just by giving them a tug before you cook them.
That's right.
And they're nice and clean. So these are going through the same process as the rope-grown ones, but have you got some kind of detergent in here in these ones?
No, this is just the protein that they're expelling while they're in the tanks. And because the water's being injected back into the tank again, it's just foaming it up.
So that's a good sign, really, when
yeah,
this is happening?
Yeah, when you come in and you see a tank that's not foamed up like that, you know there's something wrong with the process. Either we're not circulating the water properly, or there's something drastically wrong with the mussel.
And the wild mussels go into these tanks for the same amount of time as...
Yeah, they still do the 42-hour cycle.
So what's this guy over here doing?
They go through the process. Once the tank is drained down, and the trays are tipped onto that grading table, and he puts them over the table just to pick out any dead, clean off any of this foam, any of the biss that might be left on them before they're actually dispatched.
So they're going out clean, ready for the table?
That's right.
Okay, we're ready to cook our first mussel dish now. What we're going to do is we're going to steam them open, serve them on the half shell, topped with some roasted peppers, some rich garlicky aioli, and some fresh chopped basil and a little lemon juice. And I mean, they're just superb. You know, sucking straight out of the shell with a glass of wine. Wow. So we'll get prepared first. James, I'd like you just to take the beards off the mussels.
Okay.
It's an easy job. These are the bits that they use to hang on to the rocks with.
Right.
So all you do is just hold on to them and just give them a little tug. They'll come off nice and easy. And if these mussels are pretty clean, but if there's any barnacles or anything on there, you just wash those under a cold tap as well.
Right.
So if you can get on with those, James,
yeah,
that'd be great.
What happens if some of the beards are left on, like if there was...
They make pretty, well, they're a bit kind of tough. They're not really good to eat, so we want them all out of the way. And just another tip as well, when you start cooking mussels, if any are open, just give them a tap. If they start to close, they're fine. If they don't close, then discard them. You must always cook mussels from live. And the other way around is when they are cooked in the pan, take them out. If any are still closed,
discard.
Discard. You got it. Fiona, I need some garlic first. I need it pasted.
Yeah, sure.
So what I'd like to do is just, knife on top of it, give it a smash, sprinkle of salt, and get it down to a nice paste. And what we're going to do, Sue, is make our aioli. Right? Now the aioli, we need that garlic as soon as we can, Fiona, for it. So I'll get one going as well.
Can I do it my way?
No, I want it done my way, please. And what aioli is a very rich, it's from Provence, it's a very rich mayonnaise. So we're going to make it That's all right, keep going, just on top with the knife.
How many have you got left?
It's all right, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I'm going to cheat.
Nice and paste, look at this, I mean.
Really, I'm going to cheat.
Good job it's not a race, isn't it? So there we go, so we've got our pasted garlic. I'm going to need a little bit more in a minute, so keep going. And then we need 2 egg yolks. So separate the eggs, make sure that we're at room temperature.
No, just give it a good old
James,
whack.
you're going to have to give me a hand.
Shall I?
Yeah, could you?
Whites from the yolk.
Right.
Okay. I need those mussels, James.
Yeah, they're coming, they're coming.
Stuff those. Okay, so then what we've got is our eggs in there. It's something I think everyone's frightened of, is making mayonnaise. What I want you to do, Sue, I've got some good olive oil there. I just want you to drizzle that in a very, that's it, just not so fast. Slowly, slowly, keep it going. Slowly, slowly. You see it starting, yeah, keep going. You see it's in a nice thin stream. You see it starting to create a nice thick emulsion. How's your mussels and garlic coming on, chefs?
Yeah, super. Yeah.
Good, so that's good. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on, keep going. Just keep whisking and whisking and whisking and whisking and whisking.
Some of them are quite difficult to get out, aren't they?
Just keep tugging on them, James.
How do you know how much olive oil to put
Just keep putting it until it's nice and thick and creamy and fluffy. Okay, keep going. You can work quite a bit of oil into those eggs.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, that's it, done. And there you go, look, there's our aioli, guys.
Oh,
Where?
Nice and thick, really garlicky. Left in the fridge for about half an hour. You've got a really sort of
strong garlic flavour going through it, but that's it all ready to go. Now what I need, James, is those mussels.
Yeah, I think they're all done.
Okay,
Mitch.
brilliant. I'm just going to pop them on the stove and I'm going to steam them open in some wine.
Okay.
So if I could have those.
There we are.
In with some wine first. Hot pan. Just let it boil for 30 seconds. You take all of that alcohol, that harshness out of it, and you can just waft your hand over it. Still a bit strong. There we are, ready to go. In with the mussels. Lid on top. 3 or 4 minutes and they'll be ready to go. So we've got all our ingredients together, which is the roasted peppers. Got some basil here, which I'm going to shred.
Why basil?
Yeah.
Basil's one of those Mediterranean herbs that works really well with tomatoes, with peppers. You know, they're quite sunny and summery. And also it's got quite a distinctive flavour. And what I'm going to do to chop it up, I want it in ribbons. This is what chefs call chiffonade. So I'm going to lay one leaf on top of the other. Okay, it's about 4 or 5 leaves there. I'm just going to roll them all together, like that. And then taking the knife, just working from the end, just shred it like that.
That saves a lot of time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Saves an awful lot of time. It looks great when it's sprinkled over the top as well. So let's just have a look at what we've got. Let's talk about those roasted peppers. I mean, I pre-roasted those, obviously.
Yeah.
But what you do with roast peppers, you pop them in the oven, olive oil, a little bit of sea salt, sort of medium temperature really, sort of gas mark 4, 5. Take them out and put them in a plastic bag until they deflate. And the reason you do that is they then start cooking with their own heat that's inside them.
How long do you roast them? Until they're sort of brown or?
20 minutes. I mean,
20
you can just do them over a flame on a gas cooker or on a barbecue. And then take them out, peel them. And that's it, ready to go. So we're ready to assemble now. So these are our mussels. Let's just put the lid down. You can smell that lovely smell.
Lovely smell.
They're all open. I've got none in there that aren't opened. And this part of it is the beauty of fish cookery. We've got everything prepared. We can just put it all together straight away. So the first thing we're going to do, I like to serve things on a bed of salt. Obviously, if we just put the mussels on the plate, because we're going to serve them in the half shelf, they're going to rock around. So a little tip is bit of
support.
Bit of rock salt underneath.
That.
Good way of serving oysters as well. Just on a bed of salt, they sit there. So what I want you to do, you can all help me do this. It'll make it a bit quicker. Just break them off and put them in the half shell. So they're ready to go. Yeah, if they're a bit hot, perhaps you just want to leave them for a few minutes to cool. The empty shells can go back in there. I only want a few more than that. Keep the plate uncluttered and keep it clean. That's plenty.
All enough?
That's plenty. Then all we're going to do is we'll top them with our peppers, coloured peppers there.
Could you serve this as a canapé?
I always serve this as a canapé, James. It's lovely with. It's lovely with.
And I suppose cold, it wouldn't really matter either, would it?
Cold, they're great, and you know that's when the aioli really does take over, and you get that lovely. Look how colourful it is again. It's that simplicity of colour, which is nice. And they got that, the whole dish is that real sort of Mediterranean touch to it, which is lovely. I mean, every time I serve these, people really love them. They're great. Then on top of the aioli, which is just a spoonful on each one.
These colours look brilliant, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Mediterranean.
You didn't put any pepper or salt in that aioli, it's just purely...
Just purely garlic. You can season it with pepper and salt, but remember the mussels are fairly salty themselves.
Right.
So, the flavours that I'm really looking for are sweet peppers, saltiness of the mussels, and the richness of the garlic and the aioli. So they can go in there. We've got one more to do there. And that's that. And then with our finely shredded basil, just on top.
Oh.
That's great.
Little pinch.
That would really impress my friends.
And mine.
Yeah, you just hand them around, with a glass of wine, and people just love sort of picking them up. And everyone gets a bit messy as well. And last of all, I always finish these up to freshen it with
lemon.
Just a little bit of lemon juice on each mussel. Just freshens it in there nicely with it. And that's it.
That's great.
Well,
So they can just be picked up, ready to go. So again,
Yeah.
nice and simple, nice and fresh. The herbs, the fish, all speaking for themselves. And no fuss. Join me after the break when I'll be visiting Foy Hall to see what they do with mussels. And I'll be doing some more cooking as well. Foy has a great atmosphere, what with its busy harbour and its narrow alleyways and streets that are full of pubs and restaurants, all selling fish of course. But the restaurant I'm heading for is the Foy Hall, just up the hill from the town, to meet the restaurant's award-winning chef Tony Douce, to find out how he serves fish and in particular mussels.
This is a perfect setting up here, Tony, overlooking the Foy estuary. And I can see that they're Dave's mussels. We were out with him this morning picking them up on the bed, and I mean, they look really superb. What have you done with them?
Well, I've taken a bit of time to wash them to start with, because obviously mussels are quite beardy, quite gritty to start
So you just pull the beards off?
Pull the beards off, give them a little scrub with a green scourer, and then all we've done really, to be quite honest, is just put them in a really, really hot pan, nothing else in the pan at all. And then we've added some cider, a little bit of salt and pepper, some garlic butter, then we've added some sweet chilli sauce.
Great combination.
And the flavour comes right out, finished with a bit of cream.
I mean, they're full of seawater anyway, aren't they? So all the sauce is just, you know, full of that kind of nice fresh taste, and you know, look lovely. And I think what's great about these wild mussels is they're just, you know, I mean, look at the meat in them. You know, it's huge. I mean, it really is great. And you've got lots of nice little baby veg there. They come from the garden here, or?
I wish they did, to be quite honest, but they're just up the road, really, by some suppliers who do the veg.
So everything you're using is local produce completely?
It is, yeah.
It's so nice to see. It's so nice to see. I mean, the other thing we saw this morning was the oysters. And I mean, his oyster beds are, you know, impressive. And he was saying there's, you know, 60 or 70,000 oysters a year. Now, I tasted one straight from the tanks and they were lovely. But, you know, for those people that don't like raw oysters, and when you can cook them, and I mean, you know, look at this dish here. I've got 6 of them. I mean, what have you done with them?
We can, obviously. What we've done is we've got half a dozen oysters as you would normally order in a restaurant. And what I've done is I've cooked half of them. I've wrapped some in Parma ham. I've put a little bit of beer batter on one with a little bit of smoked salmon underneath. And then I've just done a sweet cider sabayon with a little bit of lumpfish roe just to finish it off. Just because obviously some people do not like eating what is in essence a live shellfish.
But when they're cooked, they take on a completely different kind of aspect. I mean, you've still got all that lovely flavour, but they're not so kind of raw, I suppose, or slimy as people might see them to be. But I mean, and what's this one with?
Just a bit of homemade pesto. With most of it being basil, but with a little bit of coriander there as well.
So it's got all that nice sort of zing, and I mean, just look at the size of them. I mean, you know, for a small shell, you know, they're absolutely packed, aren't they?
They are a lovely, lovely oyster.
They have got all that freshness, which is great. I mean, we're just looking at shellfish and oysters, and you know, you serve a lot of seafood here, and it must come locally. I mean, you're looking at it every day. What are the things you do, Tony?
Big favourite up here is sea bass. It's just round the corner outside the bay. Get some fantastic sea bass, some really, really large sea bass. Quite simply, bring the fish up to the hotel, get it scaled, get it gutted, and simply steam it. At the moment, we're steaming it with some herb mash and some of these baby vegetables, which are a lovely accompaniment for it, and take the bones down to make a nice sauce with some halibut bones.
So you're just leaving everything simple and letting
as much as possible. I don't think you can complicate fish too much. You start complicating it, you start, you know, it becomes dry and you try and overcook it. You just keep it simple. Steamed, poached,
doesn't need
lightly grilled. It doesn't need hardly anything. I mean, these mussels were in the pan, what, 2 minutes, and look at them.
They're lovely, aren't they? I like messing around with the mussel shells afterwards, making nice patterns. And of course, you know, when you're eating them, you can use an empty shell as a
like the
pair
French
of tweezers as well, and just pick them out and eat them away you go. But I must say, this is just a perfect setting for eating seafood. You know, the sun's out, you're overlooking the bay, the food is lovely and fresh. I mean, really well run kitchen, Tony. It's gorgeous food.
Thank you.
That was a really lovely way they cook mussels at Foy Hall. He just steamed them open, had lots of chilli, lots of coriander, and you can add all sorts of things if you want to, basil, tomatoes, all the rest of it. I'm going to keep this plain and simple. It's a classic mariniere, no cream, just going to let the mussels speak for themselves, all their juices, lots of garlic and lots of fresh parsley. Something you can be doing after work, and you, James, it really is. And when you're planning for this, you want to allow about 1.5 pounds of mussels per person. You know, nice big bowl, you know, maybe a bowl of aioli on the side, and maybe a big chunk of bread for everyone at Dunkin'. But let's get started. So it just starts off with olive oil in the pan, and you want good olive oil because this olive oil is going to float on top of the wine, and it'll bring all the garlic and all the flavours right up to the top, which is lovely. Then I'm going to add some pasted garlic, and I just want swirl that around, make sure all of that oil is really well flavoured with the garlic, and then a good dry white. You know, not your best Montrachet or anything, but you know, a good dry wine, nothing too acidic, and again. Don't add too much. We want the sauce to be made up not from the wine but from the mussel juice. And again, let all the alcohol off of that.
Is it important to let the alcohol come out?
It is, otherwise what happens, James, you tend to get this very acidic, alcoholic sort of taste to everything.
So you just want the grape flavour then, really?
Yeah, you do. You just want the grape flavour mixed, you know, a little bit winey. In with the mussels, give them a good shake, and they'll take about 3 to 4 minutes to cook, and that'll be it. Okay, so here they are ready. I've just been giving the pan a shake from time to time while they've been steaming open.
And there they are. You can see they've all opened up, but just look at how much juice is in there.
Lovely, whoa.
It's a lot of juice, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it? So that's all that's needed now is good fresh parsley and lots of parsley. Lots and lots and lots of it. And what I like to do is to turn it over, make sure, before you serve, make sure all those mussels are well coated in the garlic and the parsley. And then straight into the bowl, they're all well coated with all that garlic.
They do, don't they? Lovely size.
Parsley,
Yeah.
are great mussels, aren't they? These are those wild ones that's from down at Foy.
Really?
Yeah, but these are delicious. I mean, just look at them, they're great. But I mean, you know, instead of parsley, this way you can add your basil, your coriander, and don't flood them in juice. You just want enough at the bottom of each bowl so you can dunk a
Nice bit of bread.
Bread, yes.
and
Well, that's mine. That's my favourite.
that's ready to go.
These
And
are-
that's a proper
Mine
size.
too.
That's a proper sized
Oh,
helping, that is. I mean, that's really what you want. But Thai flavours work well as well, so you can steam them open in coconut milk with lemongrass, ginger, chilli, all those sorts of flavours. They really stand up well to it. Of course, when they open, you've got all those juices going in with the coconut milk as well, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Well, Susie, two very different mussel dishes, lots of garlic in both of them. Everybody loves a bowl of steaming mussels. I mean, what wine goes well with it? I mean, you know, is it easy to match?
Well, you know, the great classic combination for mussels is beer. So I've brought two things here, and one of them, as you'll see, is a beer. The other one is a wine. And we're going to look at them both, because for more mariniere, I actually think that I would prefer to drink a cold beer
With a
than,
big bowl of
than,
mussels.
than a white wine. If I was
Yes.
going to choose a wine, it would be a nice, crisp, dry white like a Muscadet. But
Right.
I thought we'd try Hoegaarden, which is a wheat beer from Belgium. Belgium's
Big
great
Belgian
at,
thing to eat
great at
mussels and
matching
frites and
mussels,
mayonnaise.
mussel frite and a cold wheat
Right.
beer is an absolute
Oh, it's
classic.
cloudy.
And I think it goes really well. Yeah, cloudy beer, flavoured very subtly with coriander, lemon, that sort of thing.
They actually put that into the brew, do they?
They actually put that in. I've been to the factory and seen them do it, and I think this is incredibly thirst quenching, and it's very slightly sweet, and I think the sweetness goes with the succulence of the mussels.
Oh,
Is it strong?
isn't it?
Is it strong beer?
No, it's not particularly strong. It's sort of
Aromatic.
average, really. I think it's 5%. But very aromatic, very soft and
delicious,
really
yeah.
Soft,
lemony.
isn't it?
And I think that's a fantastic foil for the mussels. So that would be my choice of mariniere, not wine.
By the gallon.
It's very easy to drink a lot of this very quickly. It is not lemonade. So, but to go with the mussels with aioli, I was looking for something that would have a bit more fruit in a wine
It's
than
got the
just an
peppers in
ordinary.
there as well, which is quite
Exactly, there's a
sweet,
lot
isn't it?
going on.
Yeah.
A very Mediterranean dish. I've chosen an Italian risotto, Italian rosé, a lovely fruity young one again.
I love these
Year
rosés coming up.
2000, nice and youthful, loads of zesty fruit, really strawberryish this one I think. And I think that this stands up to those strong, robust flavours that you've come up with, Mitch, more than just an ordinary white wine. I think a rosé will give you a bit more oomph.
And again,
Bit
those
more
mussels are a
guts.
kind of lunchtime thing you hand around in the garden. So
Very
you can drink
lunchtime
it
combination. This is
very
this is
chilled and very light.
yeah, this is a classic. Sit outside under the vine leaves, glass of frosty
Beautiful.
rosé.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's beautiful.
I never normally drink rosé, I must admit.
No,
But this is
Do
converting
try,
me.
rosé when you're looking for a white but with a bit more oomph. I must say at this
Really
point
nice.
It's
though,
delicious because it's really
very
dry
good.
as well.
Yeah,
It's got lots
excellent.
of fruit, but it's really dry. It's superb.
yeah, I think you could probably choose one with a little bit of sweetness as well. But what you mustn't go for this time is red. Try and match any red wine with mussels, any way that you've done the mussels, and you'll find a horrible clash. There's something
Really?
about that shellfish and the tannins of red wine
Yes.
that is
They work.
absolutely abominable. So go as far as rosé. Don't go any darker than
Darker
that.
than
No,
that.
red
So-
wines and
so-
mussels, absolute no.